Testing, testing, testing. Testing, testing. All right, and we're live. Welcome back to the greatest live trading stream in the world. Today, we're taking a look at, you guessed it, NASDAQ and Bitcoin. NASDAQ is currently bearish, in my opinion. The reason is, take a look at the daily time frame, and we're gonna see that we've done a little bit of a pattern here. And the market just opened, so here comes the volatility. But the pattern is big red day, consolidation, big red day, consolidation, a little bit of a green day, big red day, consolidation, and now, as we can see, there is quite the selling pressure already this fine Monday morning. So our target for NASDAQ right now is the lows, right down in here, yesterday's lows, because you can see, again, the daily time frame, where are we most likely to go next within today's trading session? Well, right now it's looking like yesterday's lows. Usually you take out either the day before's low or the high. You can see if you look back, every single trading day, we take out at least one low or one high, okay? That's just usually how the market works. It's liquidity, right? So yesterday's low on NASDAQ looks like a fine target, which means that we could theoretically trade in that direction and try to follow the trend into those lows. But right now, there's not much opportunity because the market just opened. I mean, could we try to take a breakdown trade here? Possibly, but too risky for me. So I'm just going to wait until the market kind of figures out what it wants to do. Bitcoin, on the other hand, oh man, why is Bitcoin's going up, NASDAQ's going down? That's interesting. Bitcoin, on the other hand, I'm a little more bullish on, which is interesting because usually NASDAQ and Bitcoin are correlated, but I actually have a little bit of we seem to be having some I don't know, divergence in the correlation today. Bitcoin's going up, NASDAQ is going down. So the area that I'm looking at on Bitcoin this morning is right down in here around 82,263. So just call it 82,300 and 82,000. So between 300 and 00 or 000. All right, and wow, volatility is pushing us down there quite quickly now. Look at that. Oh my God. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, just another day in these Trump markets. Trump markets. NQ, I guess that would have been well, no, volatility is still pretty crazy. I was going to say it would have been a nice short, but this volatility is just impossible to trade. So Bitcoin now in the area of interest, but I mean, to be buying on this candle is just crazy because we all know that Bitcoin can pretty much fall infinitely in one day, whereas NASDAQ's a little more comfortable to try to catch the bottom because the stock market almost never drops 5-10% in a day, whereas Bitcoin can easily put up those numbers. Those are rookie numbers for Bitcoin, so you don't really want to try to catch a bottom on Bitcoin. NASDAQ, fine. Bitcoin, pretty risky. All right, so it's bouncing in this little area here, but again, too much volatility to be trading right now for me personally. So I'm just going to sit back and watch and say hello to you guys. Welcome back to the stream. How are we all doing today? How are all 8 of you doing? Please do SPY. Okay, well, SPY is just the S&P 500. So, wow, S&P 500 looks like it's going straight down. It's going to be pretty much the same thing as the NASDAQ. I mean, these things are they're all pretty closely correlated. So for SPY or S&P, just look for, personally, what I would do is looking for a break of these lows. All right. Very, very clear clear price action. If you take a look at the 15-minute, all we've been doing on the NASDAQ and the SPY and everything else is lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. We get a big move lower, big move higher, big move lower, big move higher. We just keep doing this over and over again. We just keep making new lows, and then we have a bounce, new lows, bounce, new lows, bounce. And that's why when you take a look at the daily time frame, we got this little, it's pretty symmetrical. It's literally big red day consolidation, big red day consolidation, big red day consolidation, and now today potentially a big red day, but who knows. We are pretty oversold in the grand scheme of things. Let's look at the daily chart on the NASDAQ and bring out our trusty moving averages if they'll load. So you can see we're below even the 200-day, I believe that is. Yeah, 200-day moving average. We are way below it, and you can see back in here when we last tested this 200-day moving average, we had quite a bounce, but now we're really trading below that. So could this get out of hand? Yes, for sure. I mean, we don't know what's going to go on with Trump in office. You just never know. Tariffs one day, no tariffs the next. Support Ukraine one day, no support Ukraine. It's impossible. It's almost impossible, but we're going to do our best to try to trade it. Here's the weekly chart on the NASDAQ. You can see it's starting to trade below this, the 50-week moving average, which is the same as the 200-day moving average. So yeah, this is definitely oversold. I mean, we can try to play a bounce, but for today, here's NASDAQ on the 1-minute time frame. For today, I don't know if I'm going to be looking to be buying until we break these lows, yesterday's lows. And could this be a short opportunity? It could be, but again, market just opened. I hate trading the open. It's very difficult. Good morning, Aztec. Good morning, Stefan or Steven. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Gotta write the smash that like button. So I don't have to beg for it vocally. All right. Bitcoin, look at that. Bitcoin, a little bit of a bounce in this area that we highlighted. But I'm not quite sure this is going to be the end of this sell-off. So take a look at these fibs. This is kind of the swing that we're trading here, low to high. And we are currently in that 786 area. I'll mark it out just to be aware of it. We might sweep the lows, test that 786. So we would be looking for right now on Bitcoin. I'm not trusting it until we get some more confirmation. And the only thing I'm worried about on Bitcoin is that NASDAQ seems to be wanting to go back down to its yesterday's lows, all the way down here. And if NASDAQ goes back to yesterday's lows, then Bitcoin could potentially get down to over here, back to its, not yesterday's lows, but its main low as of right now. So that could be a little bit of an issue. I'll mark out this 1.618. NQ still bouncing a little bit, but I don't trust it. Still looking for yesterday's lows, and this could be that breakdown. What are you guys looking at this fine morning? Well, not so fine with all this volatility, but... Alright, wow, Bitcoin is still holding that level, surprisingly. So if you look at NASDAQ, it's lower lows, lower highs, still. Swept through these highs right here, high volume candle, right? So took out liquidity and then dumped. Now the question is this the bottom of the day? I don't think so. I would be surprised if this was. But you never know. I'm not sure why the market would be... I mean, it is pretty overextended, so I guess it's not too surprising. But I would like it to be down below the lows, because that's just a little bit safer for looking for a reversal. So Bitcoin now is holding that level still. Where's this bullishness coming from? All of a sudden, we're back to being bullish. Now we have NASDAQ testing a little bit of a supply area. And you can see the rejection there. So it could see something like this. In fact, that might be an ABCD pattern into that area of supply, in which case I just probably missed a pretty damn good trade. Yeah, it is. It's an ABCD pattern into that area of supply. So we got that W kind of movement. Could be an interesting trade. Let's check Forex Factory. We have Trump speak tentative. Okay, well, that's not helpful. Alright, so NASDAQ bumping up against this level of resistance. Bitcoin really held that area. Wow. Should have trusted in my analysis, I guess, but market open was crazy. So, did not want to take that. I mean, we marked out that level way in advance. And if you're wondering what that level is, it was an ABCD pattern of this move right here, as well as a 127 Fibonacci extension right there. And then it was also a little bit of an area of demand. If you take a look here, that was the origin of this big move here. So that's how I deduced that level. Still unsure. I mean, Bitcoin is bullish and then NASDAQ is bearish, so it's a little bit tough right now. Stefan said, watching you actually saved me a short on SPY. When I checked the short again, it was bullish. Or when he checked the chart again, it was bullish. Oh, hey, nice. I'm glad I could help you. Were you gonna go short? During this dump here. I assume. All right, so NASDAQ now starting to get even more volatile. Starting to break above this area of supply, but is it going to hold? Because there could be stop losses above this dump area. But it is quite the sharp reversal up. So, not sure I would like to do much here. It doesn't feel like this could easily just continue higher right now. I mean, this market, you never know with this market. It's tough. It's tough on the psyche. Look at those wicks. Those wicks will take you out. So we opened, we dumped. Obviously a lot of volume during the open. But we dumped right into a V bottom, pretty much. So this could actually start becoming bullish here. Even though I would have liked to break the yesterday's lows, because that yesterday's low could act as kind of like a magnet, right? I mean, look at the 15-minute time frame. All we've done is pretty much break through previous day's lows. Daily time frame, again, like if you were to take a guess, are we going to go to yesterday's lows or yesterday's highs? Right now, most people would probably have to say yesterday's lows. Which doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it's just, I don't want, oh, look at that. Wow, my levels are holding today. I gotta man up. Stop being too scared to take the trade. Look at that. Damn. Bitcoin going back down under. NASDAQ starting to roll over. Again, we're looking for a break below yesterday's lows. Oh man, that would have been a nice short trade now. But hindsight's 20/20, isn't it? Here's Bitcoin's chart. Still hovering in this zone of support. I would still like Bitcoin to break through these lows as well. If we could get NASDAQ to break through yesterday's lows while Bitcoin breaks through down to this area here, that could be interesting. We're starting to see some volume now in Bitcoin. Last candle was a high volume candle. I'm wondering if that's buying volume or if that's selling volume. I guess it was selling volume. NASDAQ moving lower still. What a beautiful short trade that would have been. Our levels held pretty well, but did not take it. All right, there's Bitcoin starting to break through these lows. Just trying to gauge out support areas here. Let's see. All right, there's a super strong candle after taking out those lows. NASDAQ going back to green. Bitcoin. Swept through those lows, high volume. Man, it's moving so fast. Craziness. Still waiting for NASDAQ. Where's NASDAQ at? Wow, NASDAQ is going back up now. But Bitcoin is starting to move lower. That's interesting. All right. Wow. Okay. So now we're at that 1.618. But that is quite the crazy candle. Let's check in on NASDAQ here. Yep. NASDAQ. Okay, now we should be reaching an area where we might see some seller exhaustion. Of course, this candle on Bitcoin could be better. Whoops. I'm trying to move my face cam. Yeah, dang. I mean, that's just tough to buy that massive candle there. So, I mean, Bitcoin at this point looks like it wants to go down to these lows. And NASDAQ, it's reaching for yesterday's lows. I mean, I'd be surprised if we don't reach below yesterday's lows at this point. Yeah, look at Bitcoin. Wow, look at that. That's crazy. Oh, volatility, baby. Come on, NASDAQ. We need NASDAQ to go below yesterday's lows. All right, I'm going to restart the analysis because those levels are no longer relevant. Obviously, wow, look at that sell-off, man. NASDAQ, come on. Bitcoin's tanking. NASDAQ is just sitting. I don't know if I'm gonna. Bitcoin doesn't really look like there's much to trade right now, so I'm gonna keep taking a look at NASDAQ here and see if we can kind of get an area of exhaustion. So we have this little ABCD pattern in play. That's the first target. something like that. And we got the 127 extension also in that same spot there. And now we're bouncing. Yesterday's low, high volume candle. Let's go to daily chart. So daily chart, we're now below yesterday's, or swept yesterday's low. The issue is that we can go much lower pretty easily. If you look at the average range on these candles is like 3%. So we've been getting like 3% moves every day. Not every day, but whenever we have a down day on NASDAQ. And so far today, we've moved 2% in the range. So yesterday's low, pretty high volume candle there. Bitcoin now below. Oh, Bitcoin's kind of in an area of support actually right here. So that's a little bit of a demand area, and then we also just broke through these lows, so it could be a decent area of liquidity for Bitcoin. NASDAQ, there's a green candle there. Pretty much just clipped that ABCD pattern in 1.27 extension. Stefan, you scalp, huh? Nice. Shorted Bitcoin, nice. During the bear market, I accumulated several Bitcoin around it based on your assessments at the time. Very grateful I was following you then. 19K to 23K. Dirty. That's awesome. I was buying there as well. It was one of my last videos before I took like a 2-year break. I said Bitcoin is about to explode. Stefan says, you're definitely my new morning show. I usually trade Forex and trying to learn options, but yeah, it scares the hell out of me. It moves so quick, hard to have confidence before it changes direction. Yeah, this market is not the usual. It's not the usual conditions, I must say. Our levels have been holding pretty well today. I mean, I'm so sad I didn't get a short off here, obviously, because our assessment was bang on. Trading the trend down to yesterday's lows. Now we're looking for yesterday's lows as a reversal, but it's just it's scary to be buying because we know if on the daily chart the range of these candles is 3% plus, 3% moves plus. So we're at 2% right now. So technically we could move down another whole percent. Which would put us at, let me see here, like 3% down puts us at 19,500. So I'll just put a little line there just in case. I hope we don't do that, but it's just a possibility. So far, we're holding through yesterday's low. That would have been, I mean, I keep saying would have, because I'm too scared to actually buy this stuff right now, or even short it. I'm too scared to do anything. Okay, it's hard. But man, look at that high volume candle into our area and a straight reversal. But there is still opportunity. There will be more opportunity later today, I'm sure. It's all about patience. It's fine to miss some trades. Bitcoin now in that same area, well, not same area, but a similar area of support. So we have both NASDAQ in an area of support and Bitcoin in an area of support. We've had nothing but sell-off so far. So will that trend continue, or is this going to be the exhaustion point? Bitcoin has a lot of momentum to the downside right now, so I wouldn't be surprised if we have to kind of blow off bottom, I guess you would call it. Pause. take out these lows right over here, potentially, that would be less surprising if we go down there first and then continue higher. That would seem a little bit more like I guess normal price action. Hopa, how are you? Hopa, any schizo trades today? So Bitcoin, like we just talked about, if it'll load, hello, why is it freezing? Bitcoin's in a general area of support, but it has a lot of momentum, right? When we talk about price action, we always look at the pitch. How steep is price moving? And right now the pitch is pretty strong to the downside. So usually it just means, you know, if you got something that looks like this, right? Let's say you're back testing, right? Okay, you're back testing and you play the bar forward. And you keep going forward, and you get something like this. Okay, are you buying that? If you're backtesting this, you're probably thinking, no, I'm not buying that. It's probably going to break through these lows. There's a lot of momentum to the downside, so just stay out of it. So let's pretend like we're backtesting and just stay out of this. I mean, it doesn't mean it can't turn around, but I'd rather wait until it gets lower. Because right now it's just a lot of momentum lower. A lot of momentum to the downside. It's got to flush everyone out. Even NASDAQ is lower now. So it's looking like it's going to be another 3% day potentially, which brings us all the way down to here. But I mean, that is quite the drop. By the way, let me know, guys, when Trump is speaking. Because I saw it's tentative, but I'm not going to be live streaming, you know, CNBC or whatever. All right, so NASDAQ taking out these lows again. I'm a little bit tempted to start looking for buys. Try to bottom hunt. Let's see here. Volume's starting to come in. Sell-off is intensifying a little bit. Bitcoin, see, look at that. Bitcoin below these lows now. That's why you don't really want to buy on these big, strong sell-offs. Now, this could be a liquidity sweep on Bitcoin. You can actually see prices, the volume is beginning to increase. And we did see a little bit of a tick higher. But, this is too scary to be buying. Yeah. Whenever you see just ginormous red candles towards their lows, that's just so scary to buy. NASDAQ lower. Okay. So now we gotta go into bottom hunting mode, which sounds pretty sus, but I was able to do it the other day. I think it was Friday. Catching the bottom. Where is the price going to be exhausted? Because we see this almost every day. We see some sort of sell-off or bounce, and then a reversal towards the afternoon, right? If you take a look at the last few days on NASDAQ and Bitcoin, it's the same story. We have 11:30 to 12 usually marks a reversal. Look at this, okay? Go back on your chart and just mark out 11:30 every time. Or is 11:30 here? Look at that. Boom. Right? Big move lower, 11:30 here, big move higher. And they're reversals, okay? We were moving higher until 11:30, then we start moving lower. Here, we were moving lower, then at 11:30, we start moving higher, okay? So, for NASDAQ and Bitcoin, it might be interesting if we can pinpoint an area of interest and start to look to buy before 11:30, anticipating an 11:30 bounce, 11:30 reversal. It's been happening every day, so probably smart to try to capture it as long as it keeps happening. All right, So let's take a look here. We're probably going to have to just restart our analysis again because these levels are no longer relevant. So we're going to have to go on bigger time frames. NASDAQ, let's take a look on the 1 hour time frame and see what we're working with. 15 minutes. Yeah, let's look at 15 minute. I think that'll be a little more helpful. So, oh man, this is kind of a tough chart to start analyzing. We're going to have to use an inverse Fibonacci extension. Okay, right now we're bouncing at the 113, which is actually a decent area of support usually if it's going to be a... Actually, this could be interesting. Hold on. Because if we take a look at price action, we made strong moves lower, but then, right, we did lower low, lower high, strong new lower low, but then that move got completely reversed, right? We came all the way back up, took out some liquidity, and now we're back down to lows. So this move should get exhausted at some point between this area here. 19,697, 19,225, 19,625. Okay. Because just based off the price action, this in general, when you have buyers beginning to turn the price around, when you start breaking lows, usually you don't really expect more than a 113 to 127 extension. Okay, that's just the natural movement of the markets. You got to have the ebbs and the flows, right? You don't just move straight down, at least most of the time. Sometimes, obviously, you get a crazy move down. But we're looking for an area of exhaustion before 1130. So these are kind of two levels that we can work with before then. Let's take a look at any sort of... this is a 127 ABCD pattern for right now. Let's look at the Fibonacci extensions again. This is a 1.618 of this smaller move lower here. So just in general, this is quite a big area, but this could be ripe for a reversal. Right in there. So if we're looking for the bottom of the day, let's see here. We're going bottom hunting, boys. If I had to guess, bottom of the day is going to happen... Well, you know what? Let's take our... Where did we say... If we do 3%, right? Because our range every day has been 3% pretty much on NASDAQ. And this all applies to Bitcoin too. I mean, different numbers, but 3% puts us down at 19,500. That's what we said. So I guess technically, could we move lower than this? Yes, but our knowledge of price action tells us that buyers are present, right? We have this move here that wiped out the progress of this lower low, right? Came back all the way to the previous high. Okay, so that tells us that buyers are to be found. So we just got to wait it out. Now, what I would like to see is probably move below these lows, and potentially, let's see if we can get like a little bit of a equal move lower. Let me mark this out. It's like an ABCD pattern going into that move here. All right, just trying to get some measurements, measuring the market, if you will. So what I would like to see is probably a large wick sweeping below these lows into this area here with high volume. And then that could be potentially interesting. Hey, what's up, Joseph? What's up, Piyush? Angie says, ciao. What's up, Angie? SPY hit low of day from Friday. Oh, yeah. Everything's hitting lows in the short term. All right, so NQ, we have an idea of what we want to do on NQ, looking for the looking for the bottom hunting. Problem is that it's still only 10 a.m., so 11:30 is all the way over here. Man. So by the time it gets to 11:30, this could be all the way back up here, or could be trading all the way down here, 19,500. So this is a little bit scary, but the price action does tell us that we should start to see some sort of exhaustion here. So there's a candle lower. All right, so we're breaking through those lows, forming a decent amount of volume. We're starting to see volatility begin to increase. There's some volume in there. We do have a little bit of an ABCD pattern. All right. Let's get on over to where is it? Fund your FX. I'm long. My gosh, I haven't stretched today. All right, this is scary. I'm not gonna lie, but I got what I wanted to see. I saw the rejection candle, high volume on NASDAQ. So let's see if we've got the bottom. It is a little early, but the price action, like I said, does give us a little bit of hope that we could see a reversal. This is over on Fund Your FX, the prop account. Use code CT for 10% off. Although I think we're still doing that sale, website-wide sale. Link in the description. Dirty asks, why did you take a 2-year break? I kind of burnt out. I burnt out from making content. I burnt out from the trading space in general. I just didn't like it. And I also went and started a marketing agency because I'm okay at social media, and I wanted to see if I could build a business with that. Ended up hating it, so I quit, and I came back to this. This is what I love to do. It's if you've been trading for a while, you know it's like it's a bug. You can't get rid of it. It is who you are. So whether I have 10 viewers or 1,000 viewers, doesn't matter. I just like doing this. I also did study a lot more between that 2 years. Kind of took a break from all this. Oh, what's going on? I hate when it does that. Refreshed. Now I got my shot all out of frame. We're bottom hunting. Now, whenever we go bottom hunting, it is, as you could imagine, hard to predict where the exact bottom is going to be. So usually I go in with a little bit smaller size and can average in. Does that increase risk? Yes. It's very risky, but that's why I trade with prop accounts. Well, at least this way. If you trade with a prop account, at least you're not risking blowing up the whole account. Or if you have a 100K account of your own money and you add and add and you keep adding and you keep adding, you can blow up the whole thing. Whereas in prop trading, you don't have to worry about losing $100,000. You only have to worry about losing whatever you paid for the account, right? So that's the beauty of prop accounts. Well, now volatility has shrunk, which could be a good thing, could be a bad thing, depends on how you look at it. But I would have liked to see more of a kind of V-bottom situation. This type of price action, oh, I'm not showing you guys the right chart. This type of price action makes it look like we want to, oh, I'm not talking into the microphone. We might need to take out these lows before. Well, as I'm saying that, it's starting to move. That's nice. But it's possible. Possible we have to take out these lows. Oh yeah, here we go. No, no, no. Come on. Oh man. This might be a long trade if this is not the bottom. We might have to do something like this. But I'm ready. I'm ready for battle. I'm going to war. Did I hold my Bitcoin during my break? Yes, of course. Of course I did. I still am holding my Bitcoin. And of course, yes, I am hurting now that Bitcoin has tanked. But it is what it is. I've been around Bitcoin since, what, 2016? I've seen it. I've seen it all. I've lived through it all. Does the same thing every time. Cycles. This cycle felt a little bit different. It felt like it never actually hit, never actually what felt like a bubble until, I guess, the meme coin mania. That's probably what marked the top on Bitcoin. Crazy freaking meme coin mania. That's one of the clearest signs of a top I've ever seen. When people start literally printing meme coins out of thin air so fast that every second a new meme coin is being made. And people are buying it because like that was just crazy. That was obvious signs of a top. Probably should have seen it coming a little bit more, but Piyush says my Bitcoin short trade hit 80K target, booked 2,600 points. Nice. Bitcoin short. Wow. Bitcoin just going lower. And so is my trade now. By the way, here's Bitcoin. Insane sell-off. So Bitcoin now at this point looks like it wants to reach these lows, which is pretty scary. Looks like it wants to just plummet down to those lows. Let's see if there's any sort of area, exhaustion area. We have these lows we are now under on Bitcoin. We have, let's see, let's take some extensions, try to measure this out. We have a 1.618 here. That could be interesting, but I'm not interested in buying Bitcoin right now. It's just insane. Like I said earlier in the stream, Bitcoin can move down infinitely pretty much in a day, whereas NASDAQ in those stocks and indices usually have a range that they kind of stay within. So it's a little bit more predictable, I guess you could say. All right, so Bitcoin's in a little bit of an area of interest, but like I said, it's just too risky to try to buy this right now, especially with these lows down in here on the daily time frame. Those lows look like they want to be hit. Now, we could sweep today's lows and that just be the end of it. Like, this could come back into this range and even finish green. That's one scenario. But looking at this sell-off, it's just too scary to buy. So NASDAQ, if you take a look, again has swept through the lows, formed another high volume candle, but is still struggling to move higher. So it looks like we might have to meat grind a little bit. Pause. I don't know why I keep saying things that sound a little bit weird. It looks like we have to kind of shake everyone out, if I had to guess. Hopefully this is it. But take a look here. Bounced at the 382. So this is still technically in a downtrend, of course. Hey, where's my like button? Where's my like button? I got rid of it. I deleted it and I don't even know. I'm too locked in. Alright, sweeping more lows. And then reversing. Bitcoin at these little areas. These are all Fibonacci extensions. These black lines you see here, these are just like potential points of exhaustion. Huge volume here. Take a look at that. And that was on this candle here. So if you've been watching the last few streams, you know, huge volume towards tops and bottoms can be positive signs of reversals, especially if you have wicks like this, the long wicks, because that's a sign of buying. All right, NASDAQ going lower still. This might just grind lower until 11:30, in which case my trade is in deep trouble. But we are in quite small. Not super small, but forgot my like button on Bitcoin. Just grinding away, grinding away. All right, that's what we like to see. Let's see if we can finish that strong. We got 39 seconds left on this candle. So NASDAQ trying to find a bottom now. Come on, you gotta hold it. We gotta hold this. We cannot let this just fizzle out. Come on. Don't do it. Don't do that. No. Come on. 2, 1. Okay, that's not too bad of a candle, but we already saw people begin, you know, saw the sellers begin to step in again, so ideally we just want to see them get wrecked, obviously. You guys in any trades? How you guys doing? I ask that question every stream, and I know most people don't really like that question. They don't answer it. But I'll still try. I'll still try to be friends with you guys. All right. Starting to see some bullishness, some signs of life. Doesn't mean that we're completely out of the danger zone, but the yawning begins. Wow. Look at Bitcoin. Our zones have been on fire today. Right into those extension levels and gone. So that's positive for Bitcoin and NASDAQ, because if Bitcoin bottoms, then NASDAQ follows suit and vice versa. So hopefully this is starting to be the end of this. So now we're back into yesterday's range on Bitcoin. Back above the lows, so that's positive, reclaiming the lows. Like we said, we could potentially end green today on Bitcoin if all goes well. But that is trying to predict the future, so. So there goes NASDAQ starting to fall back into its grind lower. Oh, man. Stefan says, watching and learning, I'm a wuss. I usually only catch the smallest part of the largest moves, but on Forex, like the 1 hour, this 1 and 5 minute moves so fast compared to that. Oh, yeah. It's like night and day. It's a whole different type of trading. I feel like the hourly chart is just impossible to predict. For me, it's so much harder because you have so many different sessions throughout like a whole trade, right? Like one trade, you go through Asia session, London session, and New York session. And so you can just get these ginormous spikes left and right, well, up and down. And just it's so easy to get shaken out, I feel like. Whereas with this, you just have to do your best and try to predict one session in 1 or 2 time frames and try to capture, in this case, capture the bottom. We're going bottom hunting. I lost 1,400 on a Bitcoin 10x long a week ago. Haven't got back in yet. I got a trigger order in for 75,500 on a long. I think we're going to go lower yet to completely fill that CME gap and a little more. Definitely possible. 7,500 on Bitcoin. You said 75,500? 75,500? Oh, yeah. Wow, that's way down there. 75,500. Yeah. Yeah, and that's a little area of demand too. Probably on the weekly chart. Oh no, daily chart. A little bit of an area of demand there. That could be an interesting area. Right below these lows. Sweep the lows and hit an area of demand. That's always a nice setup. All right, NASDAQ, the meat grind continues. So it looks like, again, we're going to have to go through lows. like I said, it wouldn't be too surprising to just see these small higher or lower lows, lower highs. You usually see that towards the bottoms. You start seeing just like a grind lower. So I might be a little bit early, but that's what adding is for. But overall, price action is still showing signs of potential reversal. We're making these, the range is getting tighter, right? The highs are getting smaller or more close to each other, and the lows are getting closer to each other. So, tightening range. Now we're going again through the lows, and again we're seeing some volume start to come in. So that's nice, but we are a little bit early, it seems, in our buy trade, which is always not fun to try to add down, but let's see what happens. Still in our area of interest. You can see again, we just keep doing this, and it's starting to piss me off. We just go lower, we break through lows, we get volume. I mean, look at that. Okay, are you going to trick us again, NASDAQ, or are you actually going to move this time? This happens, this keeps happening. See, and then we start getting faded. We get a break of lows, high volume, a small bounce, break of lows, high volume, small bounce, break of lows, high volume, and again, just can't hold it. Ugh. It's just endless grinding. Steppen says, I start on the weekly and work down. It makes it easier. I just realized how supply and demand works so well for us U.S. stocks, so I'm trying to cross over. Interesting. I haven't seen it. I haven't really tested it on U.S. stocks, but most of the concepts that we trade here are pretty universal, so not surprising. Oh man, look at that weak little baby candle. Bitcoin just kind of bounced and now sitting around doing nothing. NASDAQ again going lower after a sweep of lows and high volume. Like I said, meat grinder down until 11:30 comes around, and then all of a sudden we start getting volatility. I just wish that we could have had it a little bit earlier today, and maybe we still will, but this needs to be a little bigger. Come on, man. What's Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin, let's see here. Taking ABCD, equivalent move lower, brings us down to here. Oh my gosh. NASDAQ is dumping. Okay, NASDAQ. I see how it is. What do we do here? All right, we're reaching towards the bottom of our zone of interest. And once again, sweeping through lows and high volume candle. Ay, ay, ay. Look at this. Just slow grind lower. I'm still in my position. Admittingly, it is down quite a bit. And now the question is, do I add to this? It's feeling a bit scary to try to add to this. It feels a bit early. How much size am I in on this? I thought, let me see, 0.5. Probably, wait, yeah, I probably should have traded less size than that. That's actually not that too small on a day like today. And it looks like I'm going to pay the price for it. Do we add? Do we add? All right, guys, if we get to 20 likes, I'll add to this position. Let's make a deal. Let's get to 20 likes and I'll add. Let's get risky. Put the decision to the audience. Colin says add at 19,590. 19,590. Okay, I mean, that would put us below our area of interest, which is not the most. Ooh, that's an ABCD pattern. That's kind of nice. An ABCD pattern down in. All right, are we going to get faked out again, though? Can NASDAQ actually hold the line this time? Frogger said I can't like it anymore. Sorry. What's up, Anant? Anant. I'm so bad with names. I'm so sorry if I mispronounce, guys. All right. NASDAQ failing again. Another relatively weak bar. I mean, this is due for a pullback. And we are now towards the bottom of our range. This is, I believe, the bottom is a 127 extension of the previous swing high. So that is a really nice area. Oh my God, I'm not showing my trading view. I always do that. But anyways, this is a nice spot. This level here is the 127 extension of the previous swing on the 15-minute time frame here on NASDAQ. So this here, see that 127? This is the area where Bitcoin. This is the area where NASDAQ should, if we're just following our basic market principles, this should be an area of exhaustion for sellers. Doesn't mean that we're going to reverse like crazy and go all the way to like new highs, but it just is an area where we usually can see some relief. And thus, why we bought The only issue with our trade right now, other than being in a little bit too early, is that it's not even close to 11:30 yet, and that is when we begin to see these kind of reversals. So honestly, I should have taken this bounce opportunity to trim my size a little bit, but I was talking. So it is what it is. Can we form a higher low? We have yet to form a higher low. We have just done lower lows, lower highs, grinding lower. We did just complete this equivalent move lower. And that was at the end of our area here. BTC bounced at 786. TD, what's up? What's up? It will reverse in the next 20. I have to walk my dog, and he has this sixth sense of timing reversals and morning walks. I can almost count on it. Hey, you know what? You might just be noticing. You might. I mean, what time do you usually take your dog out for a walk? Is it usually around 11-ish, 11 a.m. Eastern? Because that's usually when the market starts to seem to reverse whatever trend it's in. All right, guys, 20 likes and I'll add to this position. Remember that. We're putting the fate into your hands. We need to get out of this zone. This zone is just getting grinded away. And I am in with more size than I would like to be in. All right. Well, it looks like we're going to do the same thing again. Another break below lows. Let's see what happens here. When is Trump speaking? See, that's the problem. We don't even, like, it's just hard to trade in these conditions. Another equivalent move lower would look something like this. And that might be an area to look to add to my position, but to be honest, might be too risky, given my size. Here we go. Get ready to add, Cullen says. Yeah, unfortunately, this is getting a little scary, because if we really start breaking, like hopefully not now, if we really start breaking, we could get down to 19,500, which would be a disaster for me right now. And there's the break. It's the same thing over and over again. Break below lows, high volume candle, reversal, short-term bounce. And look at that volume. Is anyone in any trades? Everyone's waiting for 11:30. They don't know what to do. Yeah, right? Ugh. I am in too early. But that is a common occurrence when you go bottom hunting. And I fricked up my position sizing. Which happens when you live stream and try to trade at the same time, but we'll get over it. We'll get used to it. Wow. We just keep doing the same thing, man. Sweep below lows. High volume candle. No follow through. What a crazy move lower. It's just endless. See if we can get a flush out here. This is inevitably going to start triggering some stop losses, which is where we should probably look to add. Are we at 20 likes? Please bring me to 20 likes. Where are we going here? Where are we going? This is like impossible because it just keeps grinding lower. It might really go down to 19,500. In hindsight, we probably should have just waited until closer to 1130 and waited for, you know, this area here, unfortunately. And if we look at something like 15-minute time frame, we're just not, there's nowhere really to look. There's nothing to the left. And not much on the extension side of things. On the fib extensions. Yeah, this is looking like it's going to go lower, guys, which is not good. It might have to even stop out. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Can we save ourselves here? This is our next kind of area of interest. Let's look at daily time frame. Look at this, guys. Oh my God. Gosh, this was hindsight, guys. Hindsight. I mean, look. I mean, we should have known better. We should have known this would have tanked like this. We were literally talking about it. We were talking about how every couple of days we just get a consolidation and then tank lower. All right, let's see. Let's see what we can do here. I'm still not adding to this until we get some sort of sign of life, because this is just bullshit for right now. Gotta add big so we get a nice YouTube short. Yeah, if we get out of this alive, that would make for a good piece of content. I mean, I was just down 1,000. Now we're down 500, so volatility is crazy. Just grinding away still. Just seeing what kind of measurements we can find here. this ABCD pattern still hasn't completed. This area here is probably where I'm gonna consider adding. This is the downside to bottom hunting. Turns out it's hard to predict the bottom. It wasn't last Friday. Last Friday we predicted the top and the bottom, not on stream. The top we did on stream, bottom I did off stream. But today's a different story, isn't it? Everything is saying that we should get some form of exhaustion soon. I mean, look at the daily chart. These candles, every time we get these candles, it's usually done. Usually you get relief around 3%, at the 3% mark. So right now we are down, what? We're at 2.82. All right, let's see what we can do here. Come on. Yeah. Live right now. Oh my God, guys. This is terrible. TD says everything looks like we'll likely go lower. Yeah, this is crazy. This is craziness. And that candle is not the candle that I want to see to add on to. Oh my God. All right. Might have to just stop out. I mean, this is getting ridiculous. I would hate to stop out at the lows. Might have to risk blowing the whole account here. Prop account. Prop account. This is insane. What a sell-off. I think the news was Trump saying he doesn't, like, he just brushed off the recession risks or whatever. He said, yeah, I don't care if there's a recession. So I guess maybe we should have anticipated a little bit of a bigger move today. Just a full-blown crash. All right, guys, I'm going to have to stop out here, I think. Such a shame. This is where I would like to be starting to buy, but I just can't because of my size. Every candle, there's just no relief. It's insane. Looks like we're going to head straight down to 19,500, which would put us into the 3% mark. Your bottom will come in the next 4 years when we get a new president, Mr. Splack. Mr. Splack? I'll call you Mr. Splack. Yeah, I guess so. This market is just straight down. Colin says we're almost there. Hang in there. There's only so long I can hang in there for. If I had lower size, this wouldn't be too big of an issue, but I accidentally went in too big for this volatility, which is so annoying. And I missed the opportunity to trim it down right here because I was talking about something. But it happens. At least it's a prop account. The good thing about Fund Your FX is that there's not a daily drawdown limit. There's just a max loss of 7%. So, or I think either 7 or 10. So I could add on to this and literally just risk the whole account. I don't know if I want to do that, but I'm so mad at the market right now that I might just do it. Just risk it all. Do some high stakes gambling. I wish I was wearing my gambling shirt. Oh my God. Still just no signs of reversal. We're not even getting any volume. It's just literally meat grinding down. None of these levels are really even relevant anymore, to be honest. So might just restart. It's one of those days where we have to keep reanalyzing. I mean, look at this freaking dump. Insane. I mean, just looking at the history, this should start to find a bottom at some point here. I mean, it's about to turn 11, so that's encouraging. But God, look at this, just slaughter. It's a slaughter fest. All right. what are we going to do here? Let's see, what other measurements? I mean, at this point, we're just grasping for straws. But we got to try to remain calm and just measure out where we are likely to go. We got 127 right there. Honestly, I'm not sure there's too many measurements that could help right now. I mean, this is not encouraging here. This is a 1.618 lower, so that's not great. Honestly, we might have to just stop going on the higher time frames and just start only focusing on this 1 minute time frame and just try to get a feel for the market. Look at these. These are all like ABCD patterns lower. Look, equivalent move lower, equivalent move lower, equivalent, a little bit past equivalent move lower, but we just keep doing lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. And here's a high volume candle, but it's a rejection candle, so that does not help. Good morning, Juan. Colin said, put it all on green. Bet the house, bet the farm. 6 months of bearish. Apparently liquidity is being pumped and dumped everywhere on Bitcoin. Yeah, the whole market is being pumped and dumped. Just look at the past few days. It's literally just dump, pump, dump, pump, dump, lower, 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 lower. At this point, I don't know who's gonna not short this, which I guess could be a good thing, because if retail is shorting this now, retail usually loses. I mean, this is, if you're talking about an easy trade, the easiest trade right now is just shorting every single pop. But usually when a trade becomes too obvious is exactly when it fails. So I'm hoping that's the case with this, and we finally get some sort of reversal back up to these highs. Bro, it's been murder all week, kind of liking it. Well, I'm not liking it. I'm not liking it because I'm down a shite ton right now. If you're curious, here's my Funder FX. We're down 1,200. I don't want to keep looking at that. We got to focus on the chart and remain calm. Excuse me. Is anybody else getting destroyed right now? Or is it just me? I gotta work on my entries a little bit. Getting in too early. Alright, we just barely touched 19,500. This is the area that we expect some relief. That's what we've been seeing every day, right? 3% lower. Holy crap, it's raining like crazy outside. 3% lower. Oh my god, what is going on? It's like a hurricane outside. 3% lower, 3% lower, 3% lower, and today we have just hit 3% lower, 3.15% lower. The issue is that now an obvious trade as well? Is buying at 11 o'clock when NASDAQ is down 3%, is that now an obvious trade? Because if it's too obvious, people are going to take it, and it's not going to work out. So I hope that's not the case. A lot of hope today. Hopium. Hey, we're about to hit 20 likes. Maybe I'll add. Bet it all. Risk it all. If I add here and we go lower, that'll likely not blow the account, but definitely set it back a lot. Which, I mean, I don't really care. It's prop accounts, but I do care as far as my ego is concerned. So we came back up to this area of resistance, bouncing lower. If this stream cuts out, it's probably because there's a freaking hurricane going on outside right now. So all right, might just bet everything here. And risk the lows. So just risking based off these lows now. We're making the assumption that this trade for shorts is not going to work out. What was that? So we're basically going long right where they went short, where people are likely to be going short here. So we're basically betting on a trend reversal here, trend failure. And here's that position. So we've added, by the way, have we hit 20 likes? Did I like before, or did I add before 20 likes? I did. Didn't even get 20 likes. My charts show all red on our time frame. Oh yeah. I'm well aware. I am well aware. So total P&L is right above my face, right above my head. Oh, I'm not even zoomed in. Damn it. Hold on. Let me just fix this. Zoom. Hello. This is some high stakes trading now, boys. I'd be lying if I said I'm not nervous. What's Bitcoin doing? Wow, Bitcoin just has held on while NASDAQ has done nothing but lower. That's crazy. Hopefully that's a good sign. Bitcoin holding up. Usually Bitcoin dumps quite a bit more than the NASDAQ would. Here we go. Here's some relief now. Here's the position. Let's get to that 786. 786 on here on TradingView. Get back to up here, and this will start looking a little bit better. What I am scared of now is that we're forming this W kind of pattern, which is not great. But shorts at this point, I mean, if you're shorting at this point, you have nuts of steel. Shorting down here is just crazy. This is the first time we've seen a higher low be put in a while, right? So far we've just seen lower lows. Now we've put in a bit of a higher low. Oh my gosh, we're still at not 20 likes. Guys, one more like. One more like. I added to the position, please. I'm begging. It can't all be for nothing. It's freezing in here right now. I don't know if it's freezing or if I'm just nervous. Whew. Come on. Now looking back at it, probably should wait for price action to start breaking down like this before entering long, which I did not do. I just thought I was better than the market and started buying at lows, breaking lows. But it is what it is. No going back now. I might even take a little bit of a loss on this first position to try to get my size down so that I can profit from the 1130 move. It's a tough call. It is a tough call right now. It's probably the right call. So we're back down. I don't like that we're kind of struggling to go higher here. What did we do? Hit the 786. I bet you that's where we turned around. 786 of this here. Oh no, just barely missed it. This could be the bottom of the day. It's just that the position that I'm in right now, if I was in lower, it would, any lower, it would be much more manageable. But the problem is that I'm in with a lot of size. This does feel like the low of day, which if it is, covering my position now would be a big mistake. But I'm also in too heavy. The duality of man. Do we just diamond hand it? Days like today is like the best time to just step away and let the market do what it's gonna do. It's freezing in here. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna turn off my fan. All right, lower. That was exactly what I was scared of. God, it's so tempting to just get out of this and just refresh. But if this is low of day, it would cost me quite a bit. Let's see. I don't know. What do you guys think? Maybe your perspective, your fresh perspective, not biased like me. That's what I'm talking about. Nice move. Please hold it. God. Oh my gosh. What was that? It looked like the start of something great and then just fizzled out. We're at 11:17. You know what? We're going to hold it until 11:30. That just makes the most sense, doesn't it? Given everything we've said today. 11:30 is what we've been waiting for. The problem is we just got in very early, which makes it a whole lot more stressful. It's like The Big Short. I'm just in too early. Then the guy says, it's the same thing. I'm not wrong. I'm just in too early. Colin says, you're chilling, bro. It's emotional, but you've made it through the worst. I hope so. I hope so. Hodl, 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 hodl. Diamond hands. I would love to be buying this here Well, not here, but I would love to not be in an early position right now. It would make things a whole lot easier. All right. There's some volume. It's make it or break it time. We're at a little area here. A little tiny area of support. If this bottom is going to hold, it's going to have to do it here. Otherwise, it's probably going to get swept. There we go. That's a positive sign. Let's take a look at other time frames here. From what I remember, we're in the middle of nowhere, which sucks. Don't have any gauge. The only important level that we have right here is this 2.0, but that's not, even that is just not significant. I mean, if from everything that I'm seeing, this looks like it wants to fail the expectation. The expectation being a lower high, lower low. Like, I would hate to be short right now because I would just be crapping my pants. But, I mean, I'm also crapping my pants right now, so I guess there's no winning right now. But this just looks like a swing that wants to fail. Looks like we want to get through these highs, which if I wasn't a wuss, I'd probably be adding down here. But I'm in too big. I'm in too deep. Put it all on green. This is what we would like to see. Are we going to get the 11:30 reversal? Is this the start of the 11:30 reversal? I'm tempted to add here because this could be the bottom of the entire day or the entire session. But my position size doesn't allow it. We are down to just $200 right now. From a almost $2,000 drawdown to a few hundred. I might just close out one of them. Oh my god, but you know what? We're going to do it. I'm going to close out of one. All right. Close out of one, which unfortunately was a loss. But now I'm in a much better position if I want to add and just try to play these lows. So let's go back. Cullen says, my sound is bad? Is my sound bad right now? No way. I have a professional microphone. You can see it right here in front of my face. Let me know if my sound is bad. Cullen says, hold please. I'm sorry, Cullen. I'm sorry to let you down. I had to trim my size. It was too big. Which unfortunately means locking in a loss on that position. But now I'm in a much less stressful position, because if this thing were to roll over, that early position, right, the position that we had up here, would have been in deep trouble. And I don't want to risk blowing up the whole account. I'd rather just take a smaller loss and try to play this low here. Your sound is chilling? Good. What was my total loss in that position? Let me show you. Let's see. Let's see how bad this is going to hurt. Ooh. 848. 848 on that position. So we're up 500. So total loss on the day is not too crazy, but it can get crazy. So that's why we had to trim that position. So now we're bumping up against the 786 and 886 of this swing here, which is fine. It's confirmation that this trend should fail for the most part, but it wouldn't be too surprising to see a move back down to 50%, the 50% retracement. Usually what you'll see happen some of the time, and it kind of did it a little bit early, is when you have like a swing low like this, and it's a strong swing low, and then you retrace all the way back up to the 786, which, yeah, we kind of did right here. Right here. Usually what you'll get is a 50% retracement of the swing up. So 50%, and you can see that actually happened right here. This is what I'm talking about. This is a very repetitive pattern that I've noticed. It's basically the trend failure pattern, which is why I added to the position there, as risky as it was. That's basically where I'm in long. Oh my God, I'm not showing my trading view. I always do that. Let me show you guys again. So what happens is you get a move higher, or you get a move lower first, right? So strong swing low, right? Look at the low here compared to the low here. That's a strong move lower. And then what happens is that the progress gets wiped away. How do we know the progress gets wiped away? Because we retrace back up to the 786, which is zone 3, which means usually weakness on the trend, the prevailing trend side. So you'll get to the 786, and then you'll retrace down to the 50 of the swing up. And that's exactly what happened here, and that's why we added. Because we are betting that this is going to be the bottom, basically, of the day, and that this trend is going to fail to the upside. Now, was I emotional and maybe trimmed my position too early and ate that loss too early? Potentially, but I'd rather have a break-even day that's not too stressful than try to just kill it every single day and try to turn a really losing position into a huge winning position. That's just not fun. So this position that I'm in now is a position that I can pretty much hold on to the whole day, because it could be the bottom of the day. So targets on this position are probably going to be, I don't know, probably back up here. taking a look at the trend, right? What do we get? We just get these big moves lower and then a relief bounce, big moves lower, relief, big moves lower, relief, big moves lower, blah, 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 blah. So let's just measure on average. I mean, how big are these bounces? 50% retrace there, 50% retrace here, total retracement there. Let's see, from here, 50% retrace there. Okay, so it looks like we bounce. We're bouncing and we're going back up to the 50% retracement. So this position can probably target a 50% retracement, which sounds crazy, but that's all the way up there, back up to 19,900, which would be great for us. Probably not going to close this trade on stream. So here's 11:30. Man, we know exactly how, or I know exactly how we could have. I know exactly how I could have traded this better. I mean, we were literally predicting this would happen all the way back at market open, and we just didn't stick to the plan. We tried getting in early, tried calling the bottom early, but every day the bottom is usually around 11, seems like. And then you get a relief bounce. So this could have been probably a really nice winning day. I mean, we're getting there now. At least we're getting back to break even on the day, but if I didn't get in too early, would have been way better of a day, way less stressful. Yep, ripping higher here. That's nice. I could, if I wanted to, just take this and make it a break-even trade, or break-even day. But we're not gonna try to go off the game plan too much like we have been. Game plan is holding to that 50%. We got a diamond hand this. Which if that does play out, that would be a pretty crazy risk to reward trade, because the trade looks something like this, risking off the lows, or I was at least, not anymore. I would literally add to this if it goes any lower, but the target's up there, so that's a 6R trade. I mean, if I want to get crazy with it, we just made a new high. So if I wanted to get crazy here, I could try to add to the winner on the way up. But I'm going to take it easy for today. All right, position is looking good. Hopefully that didn't just jinx it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, markets. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for having hope. You didn't hear that. This thing is going to go lower, guys, for sure. This thing is going to tank. See? Now the opposite will happen, hopefully. Can't let the market hear you. Colin says that would be very profitable, set and forget. Yeah, that's what I'm tempted to do. I mean, I could really just put a break-even stop loss on this and walk away and just literally either let it ride or make the day a losing day. This is the risks of bottom hunting. Sometimes you get to the bottom, sometimes you're too early, and you gotta deal with the consequences. By the way, if you're enjoying the stream, make sure to smash up that like button. It tells me that you're enjoying it. It's the only way that I can know. And obviously subscribe and hit that bell notification if you never want to miss a stream or a video, because I do have my videos coming back out. It's just I've been needing to find a new editor, finally find a new editor. So long form videos will be coming back. Educational videos will be coming back. Short form videos are coming. So you're not going to want to miss it. Smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon. And of course, if you want to trade crypto or if you want to trade futures, feel free to check out the links in the description down below. You get bonuses for signing up. You get discounts. You get, if you sign up with BitUnix for crypto trading, which we're not trading crypto, but usually when I am, I'm using BitUnix. They have really good data. They're a very good broker, and you also get personalized support from me. So check out the links in the description if you're interested at all in that, and you'll get some bonuses. Told you the dog knows. He was a little early today, though. My dog is a better trader than I am. Yeah, better trader than me, too. I was also a little early. So I guess none of us are getting the timing right today. But this is starting to turn around now. I'm just hoping that we continue the pattern of relief bounces after relief bounces. And this isn't the one day where we really start going into recession mode. That would not be good. So there's the 11:30 mark. And we can see the effects of that. This is pretty much going up in a straight line, so I'm getting ready for a pause eventually here. Let's see if we can figure out where the next area of selling pressure is. I mean, we're breaking above these highs. This could begin to start causing some selling pressure. But honestly, there's not much to do other than try to wait this one out. The idea is that this is the bottom of the day, and the relief bounce is happening. And every relief bounce so far has been about a 50% retrace. So worst case scenario, targets should be 50% of that swing there. So this is the area we're looking for right here for targets. Minimum. I mean, this right here, little area of previous resistance, could pose a bit of an issue. This is probably where, you know, I could start going to, I mean, I can go to break even right now. I will go to break even actually, because there's no reason to not go to break even at this point. But this is where we could start looking for, we could see some potential risk there. And I might maybe tempted to close it there. That would be a really nice profit, would put us in profit for the whole day. So we'll see how we start acting when we get there. And usually I call the stream here, so I might need to call it, but I'm having some fun now. Of course, when it starts going my way is when I need to not be streaming. I broke my like button for liking so much. Thank you, thank you. Much appreciated, Joseph. I wish it was a little bit of a better day, although the day is turning around now. Our price action analysis ended up working here, but we just couldn't benefit from it over here. If we just listened to our analysis of waiting until we're down 3%, we would have gotten much better results. I would be up $1,100 right now instead of, I don't know, up like 400, 300. So we're starting to see price stall here. Not too surprising because it's above these highs. Wouldn't be surprising if we got a pullback and made a higher low. And that's where I would be tempted to add on to this as a winner. But the issue with that is that it would bring my average price up and make the trade more risky for sure. At this point, we probably don't want to see price much lower than this area here. So there's the fail to break above those highs, not too surprising. That would be huge hype for the stream, though. What if I add this to this? Oh, God. You do know I like a good stream. I like some good content. All right, a little bit of aggressive sell-off here. Not too worried about it, though. Let's see, in the past few days, at what time do we end up? So 11:30 is usually the reversal. When do we get, by what time do we get the move? We get the move like 2 p.m. here. Here we got the end of the move around 2 p.m. Here we got the end of the move around 2 p.m. Here we got the end of the move at 3 p.m. So it looks like we can even give a time frame as to when our target should be reached. And that is by 2 p.m. 2 to 3 p.m. Alright, I'm not loving this. This is pretty aggressive, but let's see. We'll go to a break even. I would hate to get a break even trade on this, but it is what it is. It is what it is. High volume into this area. Ooh, what I could do is add to this and then adjust my stop losses so that it's a break even, if you know what I mean, because it would bring my average cost up. But then it would really increase my probability of this being a break even trade, which right now it's getting a little too close for comfort. Ideally want to see a turnaround in this area. But this price action is pretty scary. And they turned the algorithm on. They turned the crazy almighty algorithm on. And now all of a sudden we're back to volatility. Is Trump speaking right now? Could that be why? The Psycho Pearl says bear market started a month ago. Oh yeah. Yes indeed. Are you gonna live trade tomorrow morning? Yes. Colin says add. I think I'll add if we get a little bit more signs of life. Right now, I'm just holding for break even. Oh my God, come on. Here it is over on Fund Your FX. That take profit is a glitch. It kind of doesn't go away until I refresh. This is not looking too good for our position. Too close for comfort. So we just actually hit the 61.8. That's where we're seeing this little bounce at. 618 fib. But now, I mean, like I said, ideally we don't break through this area here, which we just did. Now, maybe we got the area wrong. Maybe it's 50 to 61.8, which does still look like a nice area. Either way, I'll just keep this area outlined because if we break below it, that is pretty much my break-even point. We are diamond handing this, guys. Sellers are strong today. Well, yeah. Yes, indeed. I need to go to the bathroom. I need to pee. You guys tell the market to go up while I go to the bathroom. Give me 1 second. Oh, yeah. Got some higher lows in, yeah. Saved by the bell. Saved by the bell. Wow. Well, that's nice. Saved by the grace of the market gods. Oh, God. Oh, God. What are you doing now? Just looking at previous day's price action. let's see, what time is it? 11. So we did get a pullback yesterday, right around this time. Formed a higher low. And that was the mark of the day's low. Could be a similar situation today where we get the bounce, get the higher low, and that is the mark of the day's low. Again, if I were super crazy, I would add to this position, but I don't know if I really want to. You didn't wash your hands that was fast? Yes, I did. That wasn't that fast. I was actually on my phone in there too. Blood saying I didn't wash my hands. Oh, brother. You mother flippin' bears selling everything. How much is NASDAQ down right now? It's down 2.99%. 3% now. Range of the day was 3.15. Yeah, there's always room for lower prices, isn't there? I'm going to be heartbroken if this is a break-even trade. There's so much potential here. Huge upside potential. If it really does what we think it's going to do, this would probably be like a $3,000 trade. If we can get to the area we want it to get to. Up here. It would be a 1% bounce. We just need a 1% bounce on NASDAQ. Just give us 1%. These bounces are all over 1%. Just about 1% from the lows is what we usually get. I'm a little worried now. It looks like we want to get towards these lows. And I don't know if I'm going to... If this is a break-even trade, I don't know if I'm going to want to try again. There's a little bit of volume there. It's about to be 12 p.m. We should be getting our run, but right now we're not. Right now we are struggling to move higher. Let's look at what Bitcoin's doing. Bitcoin. Wow, we should have been trading Bitcoin. Bitcoin was beautiful today. Got a sweep of these lows, high volume candle, little rejection candle there, and a nice move higher. Now, of course, it's moving lower. But we are focusing on NQ today. It's been our trade of choice, asset of choice. Oh man, this is probably gonna take a while, guys. I might just call the stream here. Sorry to keep you on a cliffhanger. And I don't know if I'm going to stream later today. So I'll keep you updated in the community post, in the community tab. I mean, you guys know my position, so you can keep updated on it yourselves as well. Make sure to like the stream before you go. That's all I ask. Oh my gosh, come on, don't do this to me. Like the stream before you go. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Hit the bell notification. And check out the links in the description down below if you want to start trading today. And I'll see you guys in the next stream, which is likely tomorrow. Peace.